Okay, so welcome back. This is lecture 2 of residential status assessment year 2022-23 and based on Finance Act 2021 and for CMA intermediate December 2022 attempt. So let's go down to where we ended the previous section. Okay, before I take you there, so quickly, as I'm sure you would be remembering, the two basic conditions is 182 days or more during the previous year, okay, and 365 days or more during 4 years, 60 days or more during the previous year, and 365 days or more during 4 years immediately preceding the previous year. Okay, any one of the two conditions has to be fulfilled. So the person will become a resident. Okay, and then we talked about some exceptions. Okay, first one was person leaving India. Okay, first A, B, C, three exceptions are there. First one is person going out of India, leaving India. Okay, so in this one we saw that it is for an Indian citizen who leaves India during the previous year. This is also same thing, Indian citizen who leaves India during the previous year. Okay, this is for employment purpose. This is as member of crew of an Indian ship. Okay, each word is important. If it is Indian ship, it has to be an Indian ship. Okay, if he says member of crew, it has to be member of crew. Okay, and here also it has to be employment purpose only. Okay, other purpose is not allowed. So this specifically all wordings have to be followed. So if this happens, if one or two, any of these condition is getting fulfilled, then your second basic condition, it will get cut. Okay, if this exception A is fulfilled, then what will happen is your second basic condition will get cut. Okay, and you will have only this with you. So that is the impact of exception 1. Now exception 2 is persons coming into India. Okay, so it's, and here in the earlier one we said Indian citizen. Okay, so here it is Indian citizen or person of Indian origin, both are okay. Okay, so person of Indian origin is person who, or the person or any of his parents or any of his grandparents, maternal or paternal. Okay, they must be born in undivided India, that is born before 15th August 1947. Then he is a person of Indian origin, right? So in this for the second exception B, it has to be an Indian citizen or person of Indian origin. Okay, and here it is the reverse. He's coming into India. He comes on a visit to India. Okay, so in this case we have got two conditions. Okay, one was if his total income other than foreign sources, his total income other than foreign sources, okay, that is his Indian income basically. If it is up to 25 lakhs, okay, then again your second condition will get cut, like we did in the last time. Same thing, no change. Okay, for this one up to 15 lakhs, your second condition gets cut. Okay, so if he falls in exception B and it is up to his income is up to 15 lakhs, then what will happen? Again here you will go and you will cut this. So we'll test the conditions only with condition 1. If he follows it, then resident, doesn't follow, non-resident. Okay. And then, right. So then the first condition, this is up to 15 lakhs. Now, if it exceeds 15 lakhs, its total income other than foreign sources, okay, if it exceeds 15 lakhs during the previous year, then what will happen? In the second condition, 60 days will be changed to 120 days. So basically, if he falls under this condition, okay, so what will happen is you'll just go up and here this 60 days, just change this to 120. That's all. Now these are your conditions. You have to test as per these conditions. Okay, this is the second one. Now, third exception Okay, this is the definition of person of Indian origin. And income from foreign sources is foreign income. Okay, keep it simple. And now C is the third exception. Okay, he'll become a resident if he follows the below conditions. Okay, one is he is a citizen of India. Okay, important. First condition, citizen of India. Second, in total income other than income from foreign sources exceeds 15 lakhs. Okay, so these are all cumulative conditions. So all four must be, you must satisfy all four conditions together. Okay, then third is he's not satisfying any of the basic conditions, right? So this is the only set of conditions where if a person is not satisfying any of the basic conditions, still he can become a resident, even if he is not satisfying basic conditions. Okay, there is no other way for a person not satisfying basic conditions other than exception C. ठीक है, तो एक्सेप्शन सी एक ही एक्सेप्शन है जिसमें आप बेसिक कंडीशंस नहीं भी सेटिस्फाई कर रहे हैं, तो आपके पास रास्ता है रेसिडेंट बनने का. ओके, लेकिन ऐसे आप अगर रेसिडेंट बनते हो यहां से, तो आप सिर्फ RNOR बन सकते हो, ROR नहीं बन सकते. ओके, so similarly, so this person will become only RNOR. Okay, and same is the case for the previous example, that 120 days point which I showed you, right? 120, if he becomes resident through that route, he will only become RNOR. Only these 2 points you have to remember. Okay, and last is he is not liable to tax in any other country. Basically, this is what they are trying to say. Not liable to tax in any other country just because of residential status. So that means because he is not paying tax in any other country, hence we are making him resident and asking him to pay taxes. Okay, so now these four conditions are cumulative, they are important, and the person must follow all four. Okay, these four cumulative, that is, if he follows ABC but not D, okay, then he is not fulfilling the conditions of exception C. Okay, all four has to be followed, right? So first thing is, remember, he is a citizen of India. In exception C, there is no talk of Indian origin person and all that. Okay, he has to be a citizen. Income from foreign sources exceeds 15 lakhs, not satisfying basic conditions. Okay, so actually speaking, you will come to this only when he is not satisfying basic conditions. So actually the C point is primary. Number one point is C, this one. Okay, because if he's fulfilling basic conditions, as it is, he is becoming a resident, right? So then you don't need this point at all. So this is basically for persons who are not satisfying basic conditions. Last is not taxable in any other country because of residential status, right? So if this section is an, actually this amendment section name is section 6 subsection 1A. Okay, right? So 6 clause 1A, always you can remember this. Okay, so this is so if they ask the question, exceptions as per section 6 into bracket 1 capital A, okay, this means they're asking this. Okay, so and here you can see in all these 4 points, is there anything about days? No. So even so, you will not even see how many days he has been in India. If he's satisfying these 4 points, he will become an RNOR. Okay, so I'll just show you the previous point also where I said he will become RNOR in exception B. Okay, exception B, this point, this one. Okay, so this is 160 days will be changed to 120 days. If he is becoming by this route, again he will always become RNOR. Here you can see. Okay, see, right? So only these two things you have to remember. Right, so next, so this is where we had to continue. As I thought, just I'll give you a little bit of revision. Next is COVID impact. So what has happened is, because of COVID, okay, some foreign residents have not been able to return in time. Okay, they might have failed COVID test or whatever, things like that. It happened to many people, right? You couldn't travel during those time, right? So what has happened, even now you can say for that matter, okay? If say there is a person who actually came to India for only 40 days. He has come to India for only 40 days. Okay. But because of COVID, he had to stay, and in all his stay has become 180 days. Because of COVID, he had to stay back for 60 more days. Now, earlier, say he was non-resident. Now, after staying in 100 days, he's becoming resident. ROR, let us say, whatever. Okay. So taxation is much less for non-resident, which we will see, okay, compared to residents, right? So here, if he becoming a ROR, he'll have to pay much more tax. So it is not fair, right? Because he did not stay here for business or anything. Just because of COVID, his stay was extended. So this point is for this. Government of India has said that if your stay is extended because of COVID, we will exclude those days. So in this case, 60 days will be excluded. Okay, and you'll consider only 40 days for residential status. Okay, this is this point. And now we had one point, the exception A, where we said that Indian citizen leaving India as a crew of Indian ship. Okay, there it was Indian citizen or person of Indian origin. Okay, living India as the crew of an Indian ship. Okay, so here there was a problem of practically how many days will be considered. Okay, practically. So I'll just explain this notification and then I'll tell you how it impacts. Okay, so now there is a file kind of thing called continuous discharge certificate. Okay, so it is basically nothing but a file, okay, or a directory which is maintained. So whenever an Indian citizen is leaving India as crew of Indian ship, okay, so while going out of India, what he has to do is he has to make an entry here that I'm going out of India. So this is the rule. Okay, and then he will go out. He has gone out, and after that I'll show you in green. He has come back on some day. Okay, right? So basically, when he enters in this register, that we consider as the date he has gone out of India. Okay, although when he is signing, he's still physically present in India, correct? When he's signing. So, but still, as soon as he signs, you will consider that he has gone out of India. And when he comes back and signs again, that time you will say that he has come back to India. Okay, so this period when he signs out and when he signs in, that period will be excluded for this case. That's the only thing. There's nothing more than that. So normally what happens when you are in territorial waters of India, okay, say this is India, boundaries of India, okay, and let me say this is the territorial waters of India. The red circle is the sea water of India. Okay, so normally what is considered is within 12 nautical miles. That is, nautical miles is just, you can for now consider it as miles. There is a minor difference between miles and nautical miles. Nautical miles is little more than your miles. Okay, but for sea distance measuring, you use nautical miles. Okay, it's called as nautical miles. Okay, so basically till 12 up from India's baseline till 12 nautical miles into the sea, it is considered as Indian territory. So even if you are in a ship somewhere here, okay, considering that your red boundary here which I have shown you, Okay, that is Indian, that is within 12 nautical miles. Okay, consider that. So say I'm just showing you by arrow. If the ship is somewhere here, okay, just within the boundary, but still inside the boundary, that is within 12 nautical miles of the sea. Okay, then the ship will be considered to be in India. This is the general provision. But for your continuous discharge certificate, it is not like that. The day when you sign in your directory, you have gone out. And when you come back and sign again, then you have come back. Right? Okay. I hope it is clear. This is how it is considered. ठीक है? तो समझ में आ गया होगा? समझ में आ गया आप लोगों को क्या मैंने ये बताया अभी? जो आप इंडिया का जो बाउंड्री होता है, बाउंड्री से 12 नॉटिकल माइल्स तक टेरिटोरियल वाटर्स माना जाता है, इंडिया का बाउंड्री माना जाता है. ओके, तो अगर शिप 12 नॉटिकल माइल्स के अंदर है तो टेक्निकली आप इंडिया के अंदर हो, लेकिन ये इट डजंट होल्ड गुड फॉर दिस थिंग यहाँ के लिए, बिकॉज गवर्नमेंट ने एक डिपार्टमेंट ने नोटिफिकेशन निकाला स्पेसिफिकली और ये बताया गया कि इस ढंग से इनका कैलकुलेट होगा. दिस ओनली फॉर इंडियन सिटीजन लिविंग इंडिया एज क्रू ऑफ इंडियन शिप, याद रखना, और किसी के लिए नहीं है. दिस ओनली फॉर दिस. ठीक है, तो यही यही लोग जो इंडियन शिप से जब बाहर जाते हैं तब आपको कंटिन्यूअस डिस्चार्ज सर्टिफिकेट में साइन करना पड़ता है. यू हैव टू साइन इन कंटिन्यूअस डिस्चार्ज सर्टिफिकेट. सो नाउ इन शॉर्ट, say this is your continuous discharge certificate directory. Okay, so you are signing in. When you are saying signing in means while going out you are signing, that is signing in. Okay, when you are coming back you call it as signing out, so don't get confused with in and out. Okay, you are saying in when you are going out. Actually signing what we call generally signing in means. Okay, so your starting date will be your signing in date. That is when you go out you will sign. That will be signing out means, yeah, I went, came back, I've closed that trip. That is why it is called as signing out, but actually is coming back in. So don't get confused. So this date to this date, okay, this period will be excluded from residential status, including these two dates, including signing in date and signing out date. This period is excluded. Okay, understood? Any question in this continuous discharge? Okay, so this is an example here. Okay, see, say date of joining is 1st January. Okay, date of joining means date of signing in. We are talking about that. 1st January has signed and his ship went away then. Okay, then end of voyage he came back on 31st January and then he signed again. So his put on. Okay, fine. So this problem you have understood anyways, right? So this is okay.
Okay, sir.
We've only done this problem. I only explained you how we did this. Correct. So here in this case, what has happened is exception 1 has been activated here. Okay, because exception 1, no, not this, not here. Yeah, this exception 1. Okay, this has been activated in this case because she is an Indian citizen who leaves India during previous year for employment purpose. Okay, so now because this is applicable, what you do, what you have to do, what is the use of exception? You will see what is the impact on basic conditions. So in this case, what is the impact? Cut the second condition. Okay, so you will cut the second condition. Okay, basically I can just say you can cut this, right? Only this is there now. You only have this condition. If she fulfills resident, doesn't fulfill non-resident. And she has just now we calculated she was in India for 80 days only, correct? During the previous year. So this one she is not 182 days, she is not fulfilling. Hence she is what? Non-resident. Okay. So okay, so here then we'll just see any additional point is there. So these are certain important points. For residential status, you don't have to stay in the same place. Say from a foreign country, you have landed in Delhi, then you have moved to Assam, then you have moved to say Karnataka, then you move to some other place within India. That is all is fine. You can stay anywhere in India. Movement within India is not a problem at all. Okay. So only what is to be seen is when he has come into India, Indian border, and when he has gone out of Indian border. If anything is given of movement within India, that you need not consider. Okay. And continuous stay in India is not necessary. That is, a person can make 50 trips. He has made 50 trips of 10 days each. Okay. Sorry, it cannot be 50 trips. So let us say 50 trips of 5 days each. Let us say, okay. He has made 50 trips. He goes out to a foreign country, sells something, comes back. Then after some days, he goes out again and comes back. So if he has made 50 trips of 5, that is total is 250 days. So you will consider the total stay. Okay. So that is, stay need not be continuous. He can keep going and coming. That is fine. Okay. Right. And last point is regarding territorial waters. Okay. If he's on territorial waters, then you will consider him as India, to be in India. Okay. Treated as his presence in India. If he's on a ship in territorial waters. Okay. Territorial waters, here see it extends to 12 nautical miles. 12 nautical miles from the baseline. And exact measure is this: 1 nautical mile is 1.1515 miles. So close to 1 mile only. Okay. Or in kilometers, 1.853 kilometers. Okay. So try and remember this, because in customs also you will need nautical miles concept. So it's good to know this. Okay. Right. So these were the basic conditions. Now, I had told you when we started, okay, that for individual can be resident or non-resident. Okay, resident or non-resident. Individual and HUF both. Okay, they can be resident or non-resident. If the person is resident, okay, then he has two more options. Okay, he can be a resident, can be an OR or ordinarily resident, or a NOR. It is not ordinarily resident. Okay, so you have seen the basic conditions and exceptions. Now you know when a person can be resident in India. So these conditions we have tested already. Okay, so only thing what now we need to test is when he will become OR and NOR. So for this, the conditions are called as additional conditions. Okay, for testing this, what you call is an additional conditions. So you remember, in basic conditions, we always use the previous year, correct? He is in India in the previous year for 182 days. He is in India during the previous year for 60 days. And of course, yeah, additionally, you say 365 days or more during 4 years immediately preceding. But in both cases, you are considering the previous year days, correct? In additional conditions, just remember, in additional conditions, let me say additional 1, additional 2. Okay. In both these cases, additional conditions, you will not consider previous year. Okay. Just one thing you can remember. You will never see the previous year days. You will only see days before the previous year. Okay. In both cases. So let's go down and see what are the additional conditions. Okay, so these are your additional conditions. So first one is, now there can be two ROR. Well, first one is ROR, RNOR. Okay, these two. For ROR, he must satisfy both conditions below. Okay, there are two conditions. Now remember, in basic conditions, it was or, I said, it's not cumulative. Either first one or second one you can satisfy. Here, both you must satisfy. Okay, so resident in India, that is using basic conditions, he should be resident in 2 out of 10 previous years, immediately preceding the relevant previous year. Okay, and second is resided in India, resided in India for 730 days or more during 7 previous year immediately preceding the relevant previous year. As I said, here in additional conditions, you don't see the previous year days. Okay, it is before previous year, preceding the relevant previous year, preceding the relevant previous year. Okay, and so first one is you just have to see is resident in 2 out of 10 previous year. So here you don't have to see whether it is ROR or RNOR. Okay, this resident means he is a resident as per basic conditions, only that much. Okay, in 2 out of 10 previous year. And second is he should be in India for 730 days. To remember 730, it is 365 into 2. Your year days 365 into 2 is 730. Okay, and just remember this first figure here 7. So this is 7 previous years. So for the second B condition, you have to see 7 previous year immediately preceding the current previous year. Okay, he should have been in India for 730 days. So these are additional conditions. If he fulfills both, what will happen? He will become a ROR, resident and ordinary resident. If he doesn't fulfill both, he will become RNOR. If he fulfills only one and not the other, still RNOR. So just remember this way, to become ROR, he has to fulfill both. So if he fulfills only one or none, then he is RNOR. Okay. Fine. So this is your additional conditions. Now here exceptions for this. So I have already mentioned these exceptions in your basic conditions. Okay. These are called as deemed RNOR. Okay. First is 6(1)(a). That is your exception C about what I showed you, right? There are 4 conditions, correct? Exception C. Okay. So that is the first exception. Okay. For additional condition. So in this case, so this is called as deemed RNOR, deemed RNOR. So I told you like for these 2 conditions, he'll directly become RNOR. I told you in basic conditions, that is what. So this part I've already included in your basic, that table itself. Okay, so it is not separately explained. Same thing is repeated in your study material. Here we have incorporated in that table only. So it will be easy for you. Okay. Second one is, this also I've told you, becomes resident by that 120 days exception. Okay, that is in exception B, first one, correct? By these 2 methods, if he's becoming resident, he will be RNOR only. That's what they are saying, which we have already seen in the basic conditions. Okay, so this you don't even have to see separately. Okay, so here for this case, the 2 cases of deemed RNOR, even if he satisfies both conditions, additional conditions, still he will be RNOR only. Okay, for the 2 deemed RNOR conditions. Okay, right? Exception C and that 120 days point. Okay, so now I'll show you one illustration here. Okay, we'll see how to compute residential status. So here, what are the things which are given? That will let us see. Okay, first is citizenship. Okay, second is he a person of Indian origin? This is total income excluding foreign income. Okay, total income excluding income from foreign sources, that is foreign income. Okay, and this is liable to pay tax in another country or not. Okay, liable to pay tax in another country or not. Okay, why this is given, you would know. For exception C, there were 4 points. Last point was he should not be liable to pay tax in another country based on his residential status, correct? So that it has been given. So income from foreign source is also given to test the exception. Okay. So, right, this is liable to pay tax in another country and stay in India during the previous year. Okay. They stay during 4 years immediately preceding the previous year. So first we'll start with these 2 points only, correct? Stay during previous year and 4 years immediately preceding previous year. Using this data, we'll find out whether he is fulfilling the basic conditions or not. And then we will test the exceptions. Okay. And here dual conditions as per section 6.6 is nothing but your additional conditions. Okay. They are satisfied or not. So they have directly given us if they have fulfilled those 2 conditions or not. Okay, directly they have given us this. And here in the end, we have to tell them compute the residential status. Okay, so let us see here. What I'll show you first is we first want what? Stay in India during the previous year. Okay, 30 days during the previous year. And during 4 years immediately preceding the previous year, 380 days. Okay, in all 4 cases. So here you can see there he is not fulfilling any of the 2 basic conditions. Correct? Because for basic condition, minimum during previous year needed is 60. Correct? But he has 30 here. So in all 4 cases, they are not fulfilling both the basic conditions. Okay, clear? This much? Okay. So now a person who is not fulfilling any condition, he has one chance to become a resident. That is exception C. Okay. What is that exception C? See, this is your exception C. Okay. This is your exception C. So here the point number, the third point, if you see, it is telling us he is not satisfying any of the basic conditions. Okay. So if he is not satisfying any basic conditions, then he has this exception C. If he fulfills these 4 points, he can become a resident. Only thing is he'll only become an RNOR, cannot become ROR. So what is the first point? He should be a citizen of India. Okay. Second is income from foreign sources exceeds 15 lakhs. Okay. Third is not satisfying any of the basic conditions. Fourth one is, okay, not liable to tax in any other foreign country. Okay, these 4 conditions. So we will have to test these 4 conditions. If he fulfills all 4, he'll be RNOR. Otherwise, he'll be NR. Okay, clear? Okay. So the other 2 exceptions, A and B, okay, that is, that is not for those people who are not satisfying any of the 2 conditions. Okay, it is just though it is just updating the condition, it is correcting the conditions, that's all. C says if both basic conditions are not fulfilled, he can become a resident by this method. Okay, so these are all latest amendments of residential status, are very important. Most of the students still do not know. So I think this would be the third attempt after this was incorporated, but still many students do not know of these 3 exceptions. Okay. So right, so let us go back to the problem. We'll test it now one by one. Okay, let's go to A. Let's start with A. Okay, so citizenship is a foreign citizen. Now we know that first point was he should be an Indian citizen, correct? First point itself. So he's not fulfilling it now. So he is what? What should he be? Non-resident. Clear? So I don't even have to see other things here. So I'm not even seeing this. Okay, I know that if one condition is not fulfilled, now he'll become a non-resident. Is this point clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then second is, so let us see this one. Here he's an Indian citizen. Okay, and these two also, I think they are Indian citizens. This point is fine for all three. Okay. This is already, A has already become a non-resident. So now let's go to B. Is he a person of Indian origin? Now, among these 4 points, there is nothing about person of Indian origin, correct? There's nothing regarding person of Indian origin. We don't even need to see this, correct? The 4 conditions which I showed you, was there anything regarding Indian origin? No. Okay, in exception C, there's nothing regarding Indian origin. Only citizenship is there. So leave this. Next is income. Total income excluding income from foreign sources exceeds 15 lakhs. Okay. So total income here, okay, excluding foreign source. Okay, total income excluding foreign source should exceed 15 lakh. Okay, so if it is less than 15 lakhs, then again 1 point is not getting fulfilled and he will become a non-resident. Okay, it has to exceed 15 lakhs. Only then he has a chance for 2 more conditions. If he fulfills, he can become a ROR. No, it doesn't exceed. So if he's not exceeding 15 lakhs, then he's becoming an NRER straight away. Understood? Okay. Here, let us see for him. Yes, it is exceeding. So he's still alive. We can check 2 more conditions. And here, let us see. This is also yes. So for now, C and D, there is a chance. So 2 conditions are fine. They are, he is an Indian citizen, total income, excluding foreign sources is exceeding 15 lakh. 2 things are correct. Third is liable to pay tax in another country. Liable to pay tax in another country. Okay, so this we'll see for these two. Now, why I'm not seeing these two? Because I know they have already become non-residents. So there's no need to see. So these two only we have to see. Okay. So this is no. So is not liable to pay tax. So this is fine. He's still alive. Correct? He's not liable. Fulfilled the third condition also. What about this person? Yes, he is liable to pay tax in another country also. So now he has become a non-resident here again. Okay, so this is lecture 4 now. Okay, so again we had an internet problem, so it got disconnected. So we're continuing the same lecture from where we left in last problem. So this was the problem we were doing, right? So here it is. Just check in the group if anyone is asking whether I've joined or not. If yes, then just reply. So yeah, so here now we had seen for A and B were non-residents. We had finished till that now. Okay. Now D was also a non-resident because of this point here. Okay. Because he was liable to pay tax in another country. So that because of that point, he became non-resident. Now C has completed 3 points successfully. Okay, Madhu, I'll just finish this point, then you can ask. Okay, so he needs to just satisfy one last condition, okay, which we started with, that he doesn't satisfy any of the 2 conditions. That is condition 3, which anyway in the beginning itself we knew that they all have satisfied this, correct? So that's how he has satisfied, fulfilled all conditions, and he will become what? NOR. Yeah, now you can ask me.
Sir, I have a doubt that in the second question you said now is he a person of Indian origin? His total income excluding, I mean exceeding 15 lakhs means so the eligible is 120 days, right?
So which one you are saying?
Second one. So the total income excluding foreign source exceeds 15 lakhs means 120 days, right?
Yeah. See here in this case, you are not checking that second exception here. Okay. Here, reason being, see here, you know that he has not fulfilled any of the two basic conditions.
Okay.
Okay, so when you are getting something like this, where the person is not fulfilling any of the two basic conditions, then only exception C is an option. Okay,
Oh,
so you have to always go to exception C when he is not fulfilling any of the two basic conditions. Here, if you see, this is your exception C. Okay, this is your exception C. So in this, you have got this condition that he is
yeah,
not
not satisfied.
satisfying any of the basic conditions. Whenever you get this case, anyone is not satisfying any basic conditions. Okay,
Okay.
then
Okay.
you have the second condition. So second condition you were seeing. Okay, this one.
Yeah,
This one.
120
Okay.
days.
This one, correct? 120.
Yeah.
This you will only use specifically for a person who comes on a visit to India, who comes into
Okay.
India.
Okay. Okay.
Indian person or person of Indian origin coming on a visit to India, not for any other case.
Okay. Okay, sir. I got confused in this case.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Okay, welcome. So this is, so tomorrow you all can attend Shivam's session. Okay, we'll be doing more problems. So with that, more doubts will get clear. Just revise these conditions and go. So you'll be clear with the conditions. Okay,
So you didn't share residential status notes now.
I'll share today.
Okay.
Tomorrow definitely. So today
Okay.
after the next class, it will be a bit late. Tomorrow I'll share
Okay.
the entire notes.
Okay.
Okay, so this is how you have to do. Now after this, there is further this another case is there. This tomorrow Shivam will take you through. Okay, in his session he'll take you through, and then this is another problem, small problem. This also he'll take you through. Okay, and illustration 5 also. So he is going to do practice problems. Along with that, he'll show you this also. Okay, this 5. This will be there in your notes. Okay, so now, so this is your basic and additional conditions. Next, now we will see. So we started with residential status conditions for individual. So now we will talk about HUF. Okay, now we are moving to the second person, Hindu undivided family. So HUF can be resident or non-resident, and resident can be OR or NOR also. Okay, resident can be OR and NOR also, right? So now here for resident HUF, you will not have any days condition. Okay, no days condition, days or stay condition for residential state, for resident HUF. Okay, for basic conditions, what you have to see is when control and management of affairs of HUF is wholly or partly situated in India. Okay, during the relevant previous year, you have to see control and management of affairs. That is control, and we'll see what control and management means. Okay, only this thing you have to see, nothing else. No days who stayed in India did not, nothing you have to see for basic conditions. Only see control and management is wholly or partly, even partly is enough. Okay, so what is control and management? Controlling and directive power. Okay, actual control and management, not only right. Say if the karta is staying outside, all decisions are being made by his sons here. The karta is staying outside, he never takes any decision. Okay, so he has the right to take decision, but he is not taking. So in this case, you will not consider that control and management is outside India. You will consider it is in India. Okay, so because it has to be real actual control and management, who is really controlling it, not only the right to control. Okay, and It should be the central control and management, not carrying out of day-to-day affairs. So basically, you're kind of talking of a top management level. Okay. Basically, you talk of top management and all in for companies and all. So just compare it somewhat related to the top management. That is top decision maker. You are not talking about an HUF might have some, they might have shops, they might have some servants, they can take certain decisions. Okay, if the stock is going less, then they can buy 10 kgs of rice. Some small decisions they would be taking. We are not talking about that. Okay, we're taking about key decisions. Okay, which are taken by the at the very top level. Okay, so basically what are we saying here? What does control and management means? It is just top management activity. Top management activity, right? In HUF you don't have anything called any, you don't use the phrase top management. Top management, middle management, all you use for corporates. Okay, but what we are trying to say is it is highest level of management activity. Okay, not some small day-to-day decisions whether okay okay, you can buy some little bit of extra stuff or not and all that. Okay, not those decisions. So after this, so basically see these 3 points are not needed also if you see. Okay, it's just, you know, this is enough for you. Control and management of affairs, okay, at the highest level you can say, is wholly or partly situated in India. Then HUF will become resident. Okay, no days. Then see this point here, it is mentioned. Place of central control and management is situated where the head, the seat, and the directing power is situated. Correct. So basically, the person who is taking the topmost decisions, nothing more than that. Non-resident HUF, control and management of its affairs is wholly situated outside India. Because partly is coming in resident, correct? So wholly is for non-resident, it should be wholly outside India, fully outside India. Okay. So these are your basic conditions. Clear? Only this you just need to know this part. That's all. Yeah, that's it. This is enough for you. Okay. So this is your basic conditions you have seen, resident or non-resident. What about the additional conditions now? Okay, to find out whether he's OR, HUF is OR or NOR. How will you find out? Okay, for that, okay, for ordinary resident in India, if the Karta or manager of resident HUF satisfies both additional conditions. Here you have to check additional conditions. Okay, 2 out of 10 previous years and 730 days or more during the 7 years immediately preceding the relevant previous year. Those two conditions you will check of Karta or the person who is managing it. Okay, Karta or the key manager. Okay, so if he satisfies both additional conditions, okay, then he will be then HUF will be ROR. Otherwise, HUF will be NOR. Right? So basic conditions, the individual basic conditions has nothing to do in HUF, but the individual additional conditions are useful here. Okay. Right? So residential status of Karta is not important. Okay. You only need 10 years before the previous year data for additional conditions. So previous year data you don't require for Karta. Okay. Just remember that in HUF. Right? Next is company. Now after this, for all persons, it will be very, very similar. First of all, now other persons, they will not have OR and NOR. They will have either you will have resident or non-resident. That's all. Okay. So for company is also very similar to what we have seen in HUF. In an Indian company is always resident. Okay. Remember here it is Indian company, not domestic company. Okay. Indian company is always resident. Non-Indian company is resident if its place of effective management in that year is in India. So it's called as POEM, POEM. So POEM in definition, if you see in quality, is almost the same as control and management, what we see in HUF. Okay, why this word is used? Because it has been used in Companies Act, so the same phrase has been used. Place of effective management is the common phrase which is used for companies. Okay, that's why this word is used. Otherwise, it is very similar to your control and management. Okay, here they have not written wholly or partially, that word is not there. But even if it is partially there, you interpret it the same way as HUF. Okay, if it is wholly out of India only, then it will be a non-resident. Okay, again, place of effective management, place where key management decisions necessary for conduct of the business as a whole are made. Okay, that is, you can say the board of directors meetings. Okay, wherever it takes, that place. Okay, that will be for company. That's it. Non-resident is if POAM is not in India. Okay, so here we are talking about wholly. Okay, fully not in India. That word is not used. Okay, but that is the meaning of it. Now see, firm AOPBOI, just copy and paste your HUF. Control and management, wholly or partly in India. Okay, and again, just what you have to remember is for firm and AOPBOI, control and management is with partners in the firm. Okay, firm partners. So just remember, AOPBOI is principal officer. Remember the term. Okay. So that is the only thing you have to remember here. Otherwise, this is the same. Control and management, wholly or partly in India, resident, fully out of India, non-resident. Okay, wholly outside India, non-resident. Same, no change. Any other person, same. All other, any other person, pick it up. Control and management, wholly or partly in India, resident, wholly outside India, non-resident. That's it. Clear? Okay, that's all. So after you complete your individual, after that, it's all very straightforward. Everything is similar. Remember, in company, you use the word POEM, place of effective management. For all others, except individual, you can use the word control and management. Okay, understood? Next part is in, yeah, any questions here?
Now,
Okay. Okay, next is incidence of tax. Okay, this is a very, very important table. Okay, so this tells you which kind of income is taxable for ROR, RNOR, and NR. Okay, as you once you see this table, you can see that many things are not taxable for NR. Okay, there are many more things which are not taxable for NR. For RNOR, it is lesser than NR. But for your ROR, everything is taxable. If you are an ROR, all your foreign income, Indian income, everything is taxable. Okay. And so which is why, we get lots of court cases on determination of residential status, because a person, if he is judged as an NR, okay, he can save crores of rupees in taxation. Okay, that is the relevance of this table. It's very, very important. So first thing in here, you have to see this. We know that this is ROR, RNOR, and this is NR. Okay.
sir, your voice is not audible, sir.
Voice is not audible. Now is it audible? Because here, internet is stable today. Is it audible now?
Yes, sir, I can hear it clearly.
Okay. Then Madhu, it would be at your end. Okay, so
Hello.
see
Sir, I
see
can't hear you, sir.
huh? Okay. So you see in the video, it will be clear. Okay. If in my end it is not clear, then in video it will not come clear. Like if any other student is hearing it clear, that means that should be at your end. So Nandini is hearing it clear. So okay, so shall I continue?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
see, ROR, RNOR, and NR. These three are here. Okay. Let's see which are the things which will be taxable for each of them. The first thing I would say, there are two main things. Okay. Two main things. Okay. One is income accrued or deemed to be accrued. Okay. This is nothing but income arising in India. Whenever you use Indian property to generate income, okay, that would be income arising in India. Okay. Deemed to be accrued means when law considers that this income has arisen in India. Okay, that is called as deemed to be accrued. Right. And received and deemed to be received, you already know. Received means received in India. Deemed to be received means when it is considered as it is received in India. Okay. So there are two things you have to see: accrued in India, received in India. These are the two main parameters. Okay. So when both these parameters, if any of these two parameters are fulfilled, it will be taxable for all three. Any of the, either this or this. Any of these two are fulfilled, taxable for all three. So now in the first one, it is for both are there. It is accrued in India, received in India also. Okay. So it will be taxable. The second case, one thing is accrued outside India, but received in India. Received or deemed to be received in India. Okay, one thing is there, right? So taxable in all three. Second, next thing, it will not be received. Okay, received outside India it is, but it is accrued in India. So again, one thing is there, taxable for all three. So these three first case is very simple. Okay, you can remember it. It will be taxable for all. Okay. So now we will see cases where both are outside. So here we have seen all three cases. At least one of it is in India, correct? Accrued and received. One of it is in India. What if now both are outside India? So the next two, what we are going to see. Okay, see these two. This is income accrued and received outside India. Both are outside India. This is also the same. Both are outside India. But here it is a business controlled or profession set up in India. Okay, accrued. So these two are specifically for business. Okay, business controlled or profession set up in India. This is set up outside India. This is outside India. That's the only difference between these two. Both are for different business. Okay, both these main parameters are outside here, but the business was set up, profession was set up in India. A business is controlled from India. That is one additional point. Here, even business is controlled outside India. So in the second one, it is very easy to decide everything is outside India. Okay, so it will be taxable, non-taxable for both of them. Because for ROR, anything is taxable. All your income is taxable. Okay, so that's why it will not be taxable for these two. But the first one, if business is controlled or profession is set up in India, then remember that for RNOR, it will be taxable. Not taxable only for NR. Okay, so now here for business, we have made this bifurcation: set up in India, set up outside India, controlled in India, controlled outside India. What about if it is other income, like income from other sources, interest income and all? Such income, if it is accrued and received outside India, okay, then it will fall under this one. Okay, like profession set up outside India. It will. So if I show you, this is a very important table. Okay, so just go through it again and revise it. See, this is the next one. Income, again, accrued and received outside India. Both are outside India. Okay, so this is other income other than business. Okay, For business, we have these two separate. For business, see, for business income, this is separate. For all other income, it is this one here. Got it? So here, in this case, for other income, if both parameters accrued and received are outside India, just straight away, these two will be not taxable. Okay. So one thing is straightforward. You don't have to think. You are for ROR, everything is taxable. Okay. So that should be your basic thing to start your work on this table. You know, first line is fully taxable. Now, last is what? You have not received the income now. Okay. Sorry, this is your income is accrued and received outside India. Okay. And then later on, you have transferred it to India. That is not taxable for anyone. Okay. If your salary is credited in a foreign account, then later on, say next day, you are sending it to India. Okay. That is not taxable. Okay. Right. So this kind of income, they are put in NRE account, non-resident external account, NRE account. Okay, so these incomes are already, your income is credited outside. So any tax is there, then you will have to pay it outside and then you are remitting it. It's called a remittance. Okay, so that's why it is not taxable for all. So other than that, you can see for ROR, everything is taxable. This is your incidence of tax table. Okay, very important table. So next whole discussion, whatever we are going to make, it will be based on this incidence of tax table. Okay, all further discussion. So there is one problem here. I'll show it to you. Okay, it's based on this table, and then we will finish the class. And then I think hardly half an hour is required to complete this chapter. Tomorrow, today is what? Wednesday. No, so tomorrow we don't have a class. My class is not there. Okay, so I'll continue on Friday. Okay. So house property will be doing house property for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Before that, I'll just finish this in half an hour. Okay. So here, so this point is not important for you. Okay. This is just saying that, see here you have got three things, right? ROR, RNOR, and NR. What if that SSC is not individual and HUF? Then RNOR concept will not be there, right? It's a company, firm, AOP, then what will we do? Nothing, just delete this line, that's all. Just delete this off. That's what you have to do. If there is no RNOR, delete the RNOR part and use whatever is there here. Okay, that's what this line is saying. Now I'll show you a small problem on this and then we'll close the meeting. Okay. So here Ram provides the following details liable to be taxed in India. Of his income which is liable to be taxed in India. Okay. AY 22-23, assuming that he is an OR. Okay, he is an OR, NOR, NR. Okay. They have given some income. You have to show if he is an OR, will it be taxable? If he is an NOR, will it be taxable? If he is an NR, will it be taxable? Okay. These are the incomes they have given you here. So here we have made columns. Here, okay, this is OR, this is NOR and NR. Okay, you can make three columns also separately. Okay, so I have just clubbed NOR and NR2 because most of the answers are similar. That's why. Okay, otherwise, all three columns you can make separately. Okay, so let's see one by one. Here, first is salary received in India. See, salary received in India from former employee of UK. Received in India is there, right? I said one of the two parameters taxable for all three. Okay, so this will be taxable for all three. Okay, 1,40,000 will be taxable for all three because it is received in India. Income from tea businesses in Nepal, controlled from India. Now, business is controlled from India. Okay, income is from business in Nepal. So they have not told you specifically where it is received. If not told, then always assume that wherever the business is there, they would have received it there if they have not told. Okay, if they have told you, then you can treat it as told. Okay, so now in this case, what will happen? First one I'll tell you first. Okay, see here. In all both the cases, it is taxable. Okay, right? 1,40,000 will be taxable for both. See, this is which case? This is that in business one, I told you, one is controlled from India, one is controlled outside India, right? In controlled from India, if you remember, it was taxable for NOR and NR. Okay, see here, this one. Here I have deleted, no problem. But here, see, this was not taxable, right? And here it is business controlled or profession set up in India. So it is this one. Okay, the first one, sorry, not the second one. Okay, so this will be taxable for these two. Okay, right? So it will not be taxable here. Sorry, taxable for OR and NOR, but zero for NR. That's why and zero I have written. Okay. So now next is interest on company deposit in Canada. So this is basically a deposit in Canada, deposit in a foreign country. So you will receive in foreign country also if nothing is mentioned, correct? Wherever you are staying, you'll receive it there only, right? If nothing is mentioned. So this is now, okay. But wherever they have mentioned where whatever is received in India, then you consider that much received in India. So here 1/3 received in India. So received in India means for all cases it will be taxable. The 2/3 is not received in India. Okay, so what will be the case not received in India? See here, this one. This is the one, correct? Okay. So here it will be taxable only for ROR. Clear? You just have to apply the table, that's all. Okay, there's nothing here. So taxable only for ROR, these two will be not taxable, 0 and 0. Business from profession, profit from business in Mumbai controlled from UK. Now here business itself is in Mumbai. So you're using India's land, so it will be accrued in India. So it is taxable for all three. Wherever you're using India's land, it will become accrued in India. Okay. This is profit from 2002 2003 from business in Tokyo remitted to India. Old profit is being remitted to India, not taxable for anyone. Very last case where everything was 0. Okay. Income from property in India received in USA. Okay. Property is in India. Okay. Property is in India. Indian territory is being used. Taxable for all three. That will be income accrued in India. Okay. Taxable for all three. Income from property in London, but received in India. It is being received in Delhi. Again, taxable for all three. Clear? Income from property in London received in Canada. Property is in London. They have received in Canada. Okay. See here. It falls under this one again. Other income. Property is somewhere you're receiving in some other foreign country. Okay, it will be taxable only for resident here. Okay, taxable only for resident. Okay, not taxable for others. Income from business in Zambia controlled in Turkey, same as this, only names of countries have changed. Okay, so same treatment. Okay, got it? So that is it. So tomorrow, next time I'll continue with, I think Shivam will include this problem also. I think so. I'm not sure. Okay. So even if he includes, it's good enough. Okay. I think he will include it. So so from here I'll continue. Half an hour part is there. That's it. Okay. Only half an hour part is there. So on Friday I'll finish it off and then we'll start house property. So any questions, then you can ask me or we can log off.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. No questions, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.